Oh wow, this is a big field. It's going to take us a little bit of time. Good thing we've got a big combine to do it with. Hello and welcome along and welcome back to Charwell. Yep, we are back in the ideal combine. We are up here at field, I think it's field 85. Yeah, this is the biggest field on the map. So this is what this combine came with. We are going to be cracking through this contract today. So I want to get this finished. We're looking to then move on to the next game day for Wednesday's video, where we're actually gonna be doing our barley harvest. So we've got this field to do. We've got our barley to come, and then hopefully on Friday we're going to be doing something a little bit different. We might try out something that comes out in the near future, but a little bit more of that closer to the time. For now, this contract is worth about 15,000 to us. It's going to basically pay for our own combine for the entirety of the time that we have it. So yeah, I'm or the rented combine, the rented Deutz that we've got. So what I want to do at the moment is I want to take 2 headlands off this. We've already taken 1 at this point. We're going to take 2 headlands off this. We're going to finish filling our trailer. So I'm basically going to get back to our tractor and trailer. And then we're going to go and set up a courseplay course for that to the sell point from here. So the hope is that we can just keep going. We can just keep this going. Courseplay does have this thing that it likes to seek out trees and get stuck on them. So we'll see how it works. Now I think courseplay will work slightly better on here because what we're doing with courseplay, or because courseplay seems to do better when you've got hedges that you can't drive through, and Charwell is set up like that. So we'll see how that works, and really go from there with that. But it is, I'm basically going to hang about with this until we get back to our tractor, top off that, we'll set up the courseplay course, and then we'll take the rest of it from there. Now we are already at 33% full off it. As I said, this is a massive, massive, massive field. I'm fully expecting. We're actually doing 2 headlands more so that the tractor can turn around with the courseplay than we are with combine. But it should give us a decent amount just to top off the trailer, which is already 75% full, and I'm expecting that trailer to basically be full all the time. I'm expecting, and that's why I want to do it in courseplay, because every time we empty it, we're basically going to fill the trailer. So there we go. We'll get it to drive at probably about this amount. Yeah, we got 16,700. It takes 2100, so we need to. We basically need to get it to drive. Yeah, we need to get it to come and unload us as soon as it gets back to the field each time, and that should work fairly well for us. So let's get this running. I'm going to not go out of that gateway, I don't think. I think we've got more space at the one down the far end. Now this needs to go to the grain sell point, not too far from here. So that is actually going to work in our favour. We'll bring up courseplay. We're going to do carting for the combine. And yeah, if we come in and out this bottom corner, that actually is going to do better for us. So we come around to here, nice wider gateway here. We'll turn our tractor, and at this point here, we will start our course recording. Now the old courseplay, you needed to get like 2 bits before you got out of the field. That might work. It might cause us trouble. We will see. And yeah, not too often that I go through the process of recording a courseplay course. But in this case, I think it's a good thing for us to cover in one of these videos. So yeah, we basically just drive around with our courseplay running like this. This is going up this end here. Oh yes, we're going to have to go through the town with this. So I'm kind of glad we've not got any traffic on at the moment, because this would be quite a painful thing to do, I think, if we were also having to fight against the traffic too. And what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to run through the course. I'm not going to tip. So the idea is we can run through the course. We can then send the tractor off to tip and test the course. And you can see the reason why I'm not going in this way is because that is very, very tight in there. So it makes sense with courseplay for us to go the slightly longer route to get this to tip. We've got a big combine. We've got plenty of time for our tractor to do that. Right, so you can see we've got a bit of a mistake here, and this is something I love about courseplay. We pause, we delete, and we take out the last 3 or 4 points. We'll then bring this back to here, give ourselves a rough positioning from where the course was. So about there-ish. Right. Unpause it and bring ourselves around the corner. And that then corrects that course. And that is something I absolutely love in this version of courseplay. So many times, if you get a small error like that, what you'd have to do is you'd have to go and redo the entire course. On the later versions of courseplay, on versions like this, you don't have to do that anymore. You can just delete off those last, pause it, delete off those last few points, and then you continue on as you like. And it just makes a massive difference to setting up courseplay. Saves absolute hours in doing it. And that's why I love it. That's why this version of courseplay is just absolutely brilliant. I haven't updated in a while, to be honest. I do need to do that. But this is working really quite well. So through here, that will tip there while it's doing carting. As I said, I'm not going to do that at this point. I'm going to drive this back out, and we're going to go back out the long way and retrace our tracks around here. Because yeah, this works better. We know we can get round this way, and we're going to have less trouble going round this way. Although interestingly, there are those logs there that could possibly cause an issue for us. Right, and then we've got the same thing again here. So we'll slow down on that corner, and it should be that the course takes the speed from where we were. And away we go again. And this should just work perfectly for us. Again, zigzag through here. Stay on the opposite side of the road. And cross again. And yeah, courseplay is an absolute godsend. And this is one of the big reasons I love it. Being able to kart like this and do things like this just works so much in our favour, especially for doing a job like this, and just means that we can keep the combine going on the field all the time. Now it tends to do some funny things sometimes. It can drive through the crop and things like that, but in general it's pretty good, to be honest. It really works quite well. Right, and up to here, and we've got our turning back in. So we'll go a little bit wide to allow courseplay to do its thing. And I'm going to actually put this stop for this up the top end of the field here, in this area here. And my reasoning for that is because we are going to go up and down the field. So we want this to stop here, and that is our course done. So I'm going to get it to go from the first waypoint driving, and we'll see if it cuts through the crop doing this. So first waypoint, drive course, and yeah, that is going to go through the crop, but that is fine. Yeah, we are going to take our combine and continue on. And hopefully, by the time that's tipped and come back, we will have another full tank. Fast track is emptying at the moment, and 19% of the contract is complete. Absolutely perfect. So it's successfully done the first half of the course. We are 48% full. We will see how successfully it does the other half of the course when it comes back to the field. Don't know if you can see, but coming along the road now and back to the field is our fast track. Can it make in the gateway? Yes, it can. Absolutely perfect. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the auger out and see if we can get it to empty. It should try and come up behind us. If it does, what I'm going to do is probably take one more side off the far side. See if we can get that to fill. Now I want to see if it's going to register the combine, because we're at 80%. It hasn't registered the combine, interestingly. So let's see what it's got here. Automatic search. No, it's not working. Not the Deutsch fart. The ideal. Yeah, it's now got the ideal. Perfect. And we'll keep going, and it should come in behind us. And as I said, we'll switch around and go to the take the top end of this again. Yeah, that's gone a little bit wide, which is good because that's exactly where we want it. And then we can take down this side of this field here. Actually, we can do this. And here's where courseplay has lots of fun. So stop driver, we'll take it off first waypoint, we'll go current waypoint, drive course. Yeah, there we go. And we are now on I want a 270 really here. There we go. So we'll straighten this, we'll use this opportunity to straighten this edge out while that empties, and hopefully we'll be able to add maybe a couple of thousand extra litres on, fill this trailer up, and then it'll go back and it'll have to do like 5 trips to do this, but it means we can cut in next time, and as a result, yeah, when it comes back, we will be in a position where we're cutting through the middle of the field. So we are down to the last 10% and done. So that has, the fast track is at 80%, so it's taking 17,000 litres. It will go and tip that because I've set it to go at 70%, because we are in a position where basically we are we have more than we would have trouble, because the tractor would not be able to take enough off us when it's full. So as a result, we want it to go and empty as soon as we fill it. A bigger trailer would have been useful, but as we said, it never actually spawned the trailer for this contract because of the size of the space at the shop. So yeah, so that will go and tip again, and we know that we have enough time to go and do cut-ins and things like that from how long it took to come back last time. We also know we're going to be emptying on the long side, so it's going to get about 80% of that trailer the way it's going, so that is all good news. So we are going to cut in here, hopefully at 90 degrees. Yeah, 270 when we're reversing, 90 when we're going forwards. There we go. That is the direction we want to go. straight across here. About about 3 rows either side for this cut-in, and that should do us very, very nicely. So yeah, let's cut across this field, see how far we get, and see if we can make it to the other end before our fast track comes ready to empty us again. We are almost 80% full. We've done 2 full runs. In fact, we're about to get the beep. There we are. And yeah, so we are ready to empty. The fast track has just arrived back at the field quite nicely. So hopefully it will be... We'll either see it driving through the crop or driving straight down here towards us now. I'm hoping it's going to be straight down here towards us rather than through the crop. That would be good. Yeah, in fact, I think I can see it at the far end there. So that's good. We want to be at 90 degrees. There we go. And keeping on this nice straight way. We're at 86%, so there's plenty of time for the tractor to reach us. Which in itself is good news. It should... Yeah, so it's sticking outside of the crop with 10% left for us to go, and it's working well. I mean, this is how courseplay should work. Once you get, I find with courseplay, once you get into the middle of the field and you're starting to empty like this, you're actually pretty good. It ends up being a pretty solid setup. And some of you might have seen this with how we were using courseplay in yesterday's roleplay video. It was working quite well, and we've got the same thing here. You know, it's working quite well. We've got an almost full tank. It's actually just enough time for the tractor to go out to the sell point and get back. We actually ended up with 35% of the way through this contract at this point. But it just works. It works really, really well. And it comes from out here, and look at that. That is just a cracking shot. Now I would use that for the thumbnail, but that's what we had last time. Was that? So we're probably going to use something else this time. And there we go. We're empty. The tractor is at 84% this time. So it's taking a decent chunk each time. Should make us up to about 60% this time, I think. What we went up? Oh no, we only went up 15% last time. So yeah, I maybe 55% is where we'll end up with it unloading now. And yeah, it is doing the thing of going through the crop unloading. Courseplay did have a thing for a while where it didn't go through the crop, where it actually navigated missing the crop. And I've not seen it in recent versions. So, yeah, not sure what's going on there. Not sure why that it doesn't seem to do that anymore. If you guys know in the chat, let us know. It's possible that I need to give an update to my courseplay. As I said, my version of courseplay is quite a bit old now. I think I should probably update it this week. So I might do that. Yeah, we're going to crack on, though. We are chomping through this field. Let's see how much the next unloading of our trailer gives, and how our progress through the field is doing. Our tractor is emptying now, 52%, so not quite as much as I thought it was. But we're over halfway through this contract now, and yeah, we are motoring through it really rather nicely. We've got a fairly thin strip that we're going to have to come and empty on the way back here. We are only 44% full as well, which I find interesting, considering where we have been previously. It looks like we're going to have slightly less when we empty. Now, what I'm considering is setting it so that the tractor will almost immediately come and empty off us again. But I'm going to see how much this load takes. As I said, we're about halfway through, so we've got quite a bit to go here. I don't know. We'll see how the next load goes, and then we might adjust our course play just that little bit more. Yeah, you see our JCB is back already, and we are not quite there as far as we want to cut in again, and I'm expecting that tractor, fully expecting that tractor to immediately come and empty us. But we are nowhere near to level, I would say, where I'd want it to be driving away. It seems so when we send it off with an empty tank, it seems to get there pretty well quickly and back pretty quickly. We'll see how full it ends up this time. But I think it can get there pretty quickly, there and back, without too much hassle. It comes to fill off us at 50%, which is would be about 8,500 ish. So we'll see what this leaves it with. I think this is actually going to leave it with 8,500 ish in space. But we'll empty it out and see where we go from there. And that trailer will take 21,000. Yeah, we have actually not filled the trailer enough for the tractor to go and empty. Now the trick here is that we've got to do a cut-in. So I'm wondering if that's going to try and empty before we finish the cut-in. If we are in a position where we hit 50% before the end of that. So we'll see where we are. We'll see how it goes. And if it does, I will let you know. So we're coming to the end of our cut-in, and yeah, we have enough space to get it without the fast truck coming to empty us, which is pretty good. I'm very happy with that, and that means it should come and pick up. Yeah, in fact, you can see it on its way now. So that's going to come and pick up, and the last sort of 8,000, that is going to come and grab off us now. Hopefully, I'm looking at where that's driving, and I have had this before. That is very much looking like it's aiming straight for us. So what I need to do is, as that gets closer, I'm going to back off. Yeah, there we go. And that's detected where I am, and that is, yeah, that's not too bad. I've had it before where it's ended up driving straight into the combine, which is very, very annoying, understandably. But it's doing its turnaround. It's coming back, and we now should empty. Yeah, we've gone over just over 8,000, so it'll leave a little bit in the combine, but that should be fine. And just keeps us going. It means it's going to take a full trailer full this time. And there we go. That is a full trailer full. So that will head off again and tip, and we'll continue on. And I think we've probably got 2 more trailer fulls to come off this field, which will be pretty good. Looking at this, we've just passed 80% full, and the JCB is just coming back to the field. So I'm looking at the moment probably of emptying this almost to the full tank, which would be pretty good. I mean, that's not too bad. I'm fully expecting then the JCB to immediately go and tip. I'm wondering if I'm going to make it to the end of this row before I do it, though, because yeah, if we make it to the end of this row, I think we might end up with a full tank before we hit the end of the row. Whether the JCB will reach us before we hit the full tank, that is the question I have at the moment. It's quite a way off, but that is quite a nice fast tractor that we have doing our karting, which is why it's able to get there and back so quickly. If we had a different tractor, we wouldn't be able to be out and back as quickly as this JCB is being at the moment. So it's quite a useful tractor to have doing this. We would need, I think we'd need 2. I mentioned earlier you could have 2 running this. There we go. We've hit 100%. So we've got to wait for the JCB to catch up. Yeah, we can't activate again until we've actually emptied a bit. And there we go. Tractor's pulling up the side now. And once that has pulled beside us, yeah, we can now start up again because we have space. And it means we can just put a little bit more in the tank than the 17,000. Hopefully we end up with a, you know, maybe 18,000 that it carts. And then it's only 3,000 short of the total it can do. Whatever happens, our tractor should be able to empty us when it comes back next time, which would be, which is great. We want it to do one more run really. I'm expecting this to almost complete the contract. We are 72% of the way through the contract at the moment. I think we've got 3 more cuts to do, which on a field this size should pretty much be our 80%. The fast track has done exactly what happens all the time with courseplay. We want to turn this around and get this to go the other way. There we go. And drive. Now it does do that sometimes. Hopefully it will avoid the tree and the hedge though this time. If not, then what we can do is we can just set it to first waypoint and see what it does there. Yeah, there we go. It's done the same again. So we'll stop driver. We will set it to first waypoint. And it does tend to just sort of seek out stuff like that, which is a little bit annoying. Drive course. Okay. And this is the weirdness. This is when it seems to insist on going to a waypoint that it can't reach. Is the annoying thing about this. So we'll see if we can force it to. Yeah, it is trying to turn into that. Let's drive it away. Let's do that drive course. Right. So change, if you come across that, change that and set it to a different function and then set it again. And you should be fine. So I'm going to keep cutting this until it's until we're good. And that comes back for our last fill up. And we'll see where we are. We'll see if this now completes the contract where it is. Our trailer is emptying. And let's see, has it completed the contract? No, 88%. So it is going to take one more trailer full in order to get back. I'm quite pleased with this here. We've managed to judge our widths pretty much spot on. We've got a full width of header here. We've pretty much got a full width of header going back down the field. This is easily, well, this has to be enough to complete this contract because we only really have one row to go. So I am going to continue on with this. And our tractor will be back in a bit. We'll see where we finish off. And we'll probably ride with our tractor to see where, to see how we finish. Well, actually, we might drive it ourselves to complete this. Because we don't really need the money, so we could hold on to the wheat, the extra wheat from this field, and sell it at a better price later. But we'll see how we go. Actually, this isn't a full width, so we're all good here. Let's head down the field and see where we are at the end of it. The contract, actually, surprisingly, we've finished the contract. It's saying contract on field 85 finished. And it must be that we hadn't quite harvested enough to complete it yet, which is really interesting. So whatever we put into the trailer now, I'm just going to take back to our own farm. Because we have no need to do anything else with it. We can just go and store it. So what I need to do is I do need to quickly shift over to this, and I just want to change it so that we put the drive on right up to 100%. There we go, because we're never going to reach that with this. And then we can just empty everything we're out. We're not going to have 100% off this. I'd be surprised if we have another full trailer off here. That would be amazing. That would be absolutely incredible. Actually, and we want to hold this off right until we're at like 99%. Because I want this tractor and trailer to stay with us to the end of the field if we can get it to. So there we go, 98%. We'll slow up a little bit. 99%. I want this to start emptying. There we go. There we are. And hopefully now this will make it to the end of the field. And yeah, it won't be 100%. We can park the combine on this field because this is a contract combine. And so we can just leave it here. So there we go. So turn off the thresher. Put on the handbrake. Let that empty. And then we can just turn off and stop driver there. And clear the course because we no longer need it. We'll turn off the combine and head back to our farm and tip the rest of this. So that in. Combine off. And that actually was absolutely perfect. We put enough into the silo to complete the contract. So what we can do is, before we go any further, let's complete this contract. There we go, 11,815. Collect that. That all then disappears. And the rest of this wheat, all 17,694 litres, we can transport back to our own farm and put in our own grain store, ready to sell when the money is right, when when we get a better price for it. Absolutely perfect outcome to this contract. I'm so very pleased. And we can see our farm as we're going past. We've got lots of sugar beet that's almost ready to harvest. Corn that is getting there, although I'm swiftly coming to the conclusion that corn just doesn't do well on British maps with this standard geo. I'm not sure we're going to get to harvest that this year. We've got our field of barley. That's what we're going to be doing next time. We've got a field of canola there. And then finally, as we come around this corner, we have our yard. And we can go and have a look at what we've got here. Now, if I can set up a courseplay course that drives into here, that would be something. And yeah, this eventually is going to be our yard and should work quite well. For now, though, we're just going to pull into here. Back up ever so slightly. Tip this. And yeah, there we go. That is a job well done, and that is it for this video. So all that remains is for me to say thank you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Please give it a like, drop us a comment, and give it a share. And for all the latest videos and live streams from Virtual Farmer, please subscribe to the channel and ring that bell. And I will see you next time. Goodbye.